In simple terms, correlation is a measure that tells us how closely one variable is related to another. In the context of project management, it helps us answer questions like how much does a specific task with its uncertainty or a risk influence the total project cost? What does a correlation coefficient mean? Correlation is a number between -1 and +1. When it's positive and close to 1, it means that when the task becomes more expensive or the risk, the overall project also tends to become more expensive. When it's close to 0, the task has little to no relationship with the total cost. If it were negative, which is not the case here, it would imply that when the task becomes more expensive or the risk, the project cost tends to decrease. Rare but possible under certain conditions. What is a correlation tornado? Correlation tornado is a chart that orders all project variables, tasks, or risks from highest to lowest based on how strongly they are related to the total cost. It's called a tornado because of its funnel-like shape. The longest bars, highest correlations, appear at the top and smaller bars descend below. This chart allows you to quickly see which tasks or risks have the greatest impact on the total cost, and where you should focus attention or apply stricter controls. The most influential variables in your project. In the outputs sheet, place your cursor over cell B8, which contains the output variable total cost. Remember that this cell was previously declared as an output variable. Also, since the simulation has already been executed, the model contains all the iterations stored in the head and sheet data, which you can access or hide again using the simulated data button. Column B here in data contains all the iterations of the total cost variable. To the right, you'll find stored information for the input variables, the task costs, and the risks. This database is what allows the calculation of correlation coefficients. Once your cursor is placed over B8, click the correlation tornado button. If the selected cell is not an input or an output variable, a tornado chart cannot be generated. In this analysis, the correlation between each individual cost and the total project cost was calculated. The 5 variables with the highest positive correlation were 1. Development tasks, a correlation coefficient of 0.54. When these tasks get more expensive, the total project cost increases significantly. They are the main impact factor. Number 2, back-end development, 0.52 as a correlation coefficient. It's a very strong correlation. Any deviation at this stage directly affects the overall budget. Number 3, front-end development with a correlation coefficient of 0.27. Still influential, though to a lesser degree. Still worth monitoring. Number 4, a risk of cost overruns and poor budget management. Correlation coefficient of also 0.27. This risk shares the same correlation level as front-end development, making it a focus key area. Number 5, risks from external dependencies and vendor delays. 0.25 correlation coefficient. This factor also has a clear influence. Delays in supplies or third-party services can seriously compromise final project costs. What can you do with this information? Prioritize monitoring and planning for these tasks and risks. Apply more frequent quality controls and tracking in back-end development and budget management. And consider mitigation actions for external dependencies, such as contracts with delay penalties.